Donald and Douglas were twin, were Scottish twins. One of them was bought by Sir Topham Hatt. Here's the situation. Now, which one are you? Yours is number 1337. I am, sir, said Douglas. But my twin brother, Donald, came as a free package. I see. Well, I only have room for one engine. And now, wait. Gosh, all I just have is one measly piece of room. But Donald can stay. Yeah, I know all the lyrics to lend the lap up. Don't lead the lyrics. No, only you do. Only, because I'm just a Scottish brony. Scottish brony? No, it's Scottish brony. Brony. Topham Hatt was confused. He never had Scottish bologna, but if Scottish bologna really did exist, he was hungry to know. Okay, I'm just gonna find some Scottish bologna. Fun. Just do work. Well, later on. Oh, anyway. Donald was 9, Douglas was 10. Anyway. When Donald was working on the trial, Donald was working, however, he got into an accident. The wheels at the bet, and in this here industrial park, heck, weren't done very well. Well, and they were really greasy, and the bet end was only slightly. Was not done very well. It was kind of broken. Donald had an accident. Celestia, cried Donald as his tender backed up into a breakable structure. Worse, Topham Hatt came out from the Twilight Zone. Scottish baloney doesn't exist. You're just a fat liar, said Sir Topham Hatt. But still, I can explain. Shut it. Now we're just gonna find some regular baloney. Actually, I think I'll go find some Canadian bacon. Crap. However, some nearby trucks and a brake van, and a very spiteful brake van, were making fun of the situation. Stupid! Only the dumbest bronies are the Scottish ones. All Scottish ones are just bagpipe playing and golf living and dress wearing poop heads. Poop heads. Said one of the troublesome trucks. They all began to laugh, but Donald, Donald felt like crap. The spiteful brake van was sitting alone in the yards when suddenly, ow! What the heck did you do that for? That's for spiting Donny, if I please stop that. That's stupid. Is it because you're Scottish and you're stupid? Take that, said Douglas. Okay, I surrender. God. Douglas was not just pissed at the brake man. He was also pissed that because Donald had to be in repairs, he now had to do he had to have Sir Topham had at nag at both him and Donald that James had to do more work. But James was... The narrator was right. As always. Even though James was obviously smiling, having a static face, James was mad. Mad at the fact that now he has to pull a lot of crap. Ugh, said James. Can't believe I have to do all this work. Thank God Thomas is up the repairs. Yeah, I heard about some red engine and some tall wagons. James wasn't sure if he should be embarrassed or be mad. James was already mad enough. Well, certainly it wasn't you. Shirley. Don't call me Shirley. Besides, I need a back engine for this stupid thing. You're Caledonian. You do it. Donald was confused. Mostly because... Now Douglas was the confused one. Because not only was he unsure... Now because James just suddenly told him what to do, as opposed to the fatty and the hattie, he was also confused. He was also wondering why, if the island of Sora has a problem with engines from different ethnics, but mostly it was the troublesome trucks who kind of had that ordeal. And the narrator can say whatever he wants. So Douglas went to do that. The narrator's hand suddenly flew to the back. And the cavalcade continued onward. Everything was easy up until they got to Gordon's Hill. Gordon's Hill was pretty much the tallest thing on the island that was had a standard gauge rail going over it. Standard gauge in the middle, and on the bottom was where the narrow gauge railway went. James had stopped for water just before heading up the potentially treacherous mountain. Well, the narrator said it was time for a... Hey! Said James. Why do I not have the free will of drinking? 'Cause, said the narrator. Reader, I can do whatever I want. I'm the narrator. Ugh. Slowly but surely, the cavalcade, the engines went up. However, hey, don't break me. On one end, Douglas was trying to hold his ground so that way the chain wouldn't break. And on the other side was the heavier side. Soon, however, suddenly he felt the train stagnate a little as gravity began working its mysterious ways. Oh, clap, said Douglas. James was moaning and grunting, trying to get the train to progress once again. Suddenly, the train managed to continue. Then it happened. But James had to put on his brakes for the crossing. Douglas never got the message, though. Oh. And what happened was horrible. No, you're gonna break me. In a terrific explosion, the brake van burst into pieces. Whoa, didn't see that coming. James heard the explosion. Is anybody alright? Well, luckily, the brake man and fell asleep at the station while they were picking up cargo. For that reason, he never came on in the first place. Later on, without the explosion happening, it would have meant disaster. Word quickly went out. Because, look, beep beep, and the blue savior himself came out to save the day. Or at least just do some unspeakable rhyme that Sharon Miller came up with in her sleep. Hey, I heard what came on. I'm finally out of the work. So now I'm ready to work again. Oh, thank God. Say, actually, one of the new engines? Yes, Tom Hat told me you got 2 new engines. Oh, just... I was a twin brother. It was nothing more than a free package. Said, in fact, we just tried to save ourselves from being scrapped. Well, good news. You saving. Welcome to the Honest Order. Say here, you're saving engines from scrapping, Thomas. The dialogue-heavy episode began to make no sense whatsoever. Well, I'm just glad you're finally here. Then disaster struck. James burst through and went ahead. In a broken brake van. Thank God. However, Tom Hat, who was in search of Canadian bacon, was disappointed and never went on to the coach with the workmen on board. However, thank the heavens, Sir Topham Hatt appeared. Hey, Douglas. Canadian bacon really disappointed me. All it was just ham. So I don't think I'm the blightest man on earth. Well, despite that, I'm still thinking both of you would stay. I mean, you both did some pretty bad shite. Thomas is back, though. Wonder if I'm accommodating too many locomotives. How about your Big Island? And minus from there, we really hit. Because they're tiny. Teeny weeny, itsy bitsy. Well, is this a happy ending? Or yes, granted I don't fall. So, all of a sudden, the big yank. Oopsie, said Thomas. Fell. Donald jumped up to the top because a hand wouldn't be able to hold him. The pieces of the broken brake van went everywhere. Hello? Bob, shake it, says Topham Hatt. Oh, wait. Well, I was surprised that Fatty and the Hattie didn't make a thud. Har, 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 har. Both engines laughed. James soon realized he was missing a boxcar, which is now pretty much derailed. But, in the end, Sir Topham Hatt's railway